not going to say you're wrong. I'm just going to say this.
No.
My next question is this. You clearly stated, that Muhammad knew at least one Christian.
That's correct.
So are you saying that it is impossible for Muhammad to have learned about Abraham, about Isa, about the people he speaks of who are in the Quran from that Christian?
Yes, impossible.
Why is it impossible?
I'll tell you why. Because this man, Waraka bin Nawfal, after Prophet Muhammad received the revelation, Waraka bin Nawfal died maybe just a month later or 2 months later. For Prophet Muhammad to come with a book, which is how many? We have 114 chapters in the Quran. To learn it in 2 months, or with all that detailed information, even some of it is about the unseen, about the future, from a man, that is impossible. And you know what?
So you're saying he met this man.
No.
Let's just clarify.
Allow me to finish my point. I haven't finished my point.
Now clarify. He met this person.
No, wait.
He met this person who was a Christian.
Yes.
A well-learned Christian, I'm going to imagine, And within 2 months, that person died after Muhammad meeting him.
Yes, and he believed in him. He believed Prophet Muhammad, true prophet.
Okay, but he met a Christian.
Wait.
He met a Christian.
Okay.
He met a Christian. Now you're saying it was impossible for him to have learned from that Christian.
Yes, it's possible.
It was impossible.
Because that Christian, he didn't have, for example, make it clear to you. The story about Jesus speaking in the cradle is in the Quran. Prophet Muhammad came with it. The Christians in our time, in their Bibles, they don't have that story, okay? They don't have what? That story.
Which story?
The story about Jesus speaking in the cradle.
Jesus speaking in the cradle?
When he was a baby.
Verify that Jesus spoke
No, this is a different subject now. The first thing, you made a claim. You talk of a Christian man.
You said he took from a Christian man.
No, I never said he took from a Christian man. No, this is what I said. I said, he said,
I'm going to show him he's not.
Met with a Christian man who was the uncle of his wife.
The uncle of his wife, Khadija bint Khuwaylid, that's correct.
Alright, so he met this Christian man, but it was impossible for him to learn anything about the Bible from a Christian man that he met and knew for at least 2 months.
Wait, I didn't say anything. You see what I'm saying? Don't say anything. But no. I'm not the whole Quran. You are saying. I didn't say
the contents of the Bible.
No, wait. You're making a claim that Prophet Muhammad taught from Waraka bin Nawfal. You're making a claim.
I'm not making a claim. I'm asking, is it possible
historically,
that he could have learned what is in the Bible from Waraka?
No, because Waraka bin Nawfal never had the Bible.
Pardon me?
Never had the Bible, Waraka bin Nawfal.
Waraka never had the Bible.
Yeah, he was translating some chapters here and there.
He was a Christian and he knew the Bible, but he still couldn't have learned.
First of all, the Injil, not the Bible, because the Bible... No, not the Injil, not the Injil. Because back in those days, even the historians will tell you, the Injil was not translated in Arabic. You see what I'm saying? He came after. He was an Arabic speaker. You understand?
So maybe he knew the other language that was written in.
Yeah, but now I understand that someone said he knew Hebrew, correct?
Yeah.
But now to translate the whole Bible, which is the Bible we're talking about, the Injil, then he didn't translate all of it. He said learn some of it here and there.
How would you know? How can you?
No, wait. You make.
Injil's only
No, depends.
Because it's not going to have the Old Testament.
No, but a teaching of Jesus.
Is Abraham in the Quran?
No, but just wait.
Is Abraham in the Quran?
No, wait. If you allow me to.
Is Abraham in the
Brother,
Quran?
you made the claim. Show me the proof that Prophet Muhammad took from Waraka bin Nawfal.
I don't need to show any proof.
Okay.
All I need to
I
show.
met you. Are you Kemet? Are you Kemet? Because the Bible said, are you Kemet?
I'm not Kemet.
What are you? You believe in something else?
I'm an Israelite.
Are you Israelite? I met you today. I haven't learned nothing from you to support my belief, to be honest. I haven't learned nothing from you to support my belief. Doesn't mean because I met you, therefore you just...
I'm not here to change your belief. I'm asking you questions
you missed the point many times.
Establish Muhammad as a prophet. That's what I'm asking.
I did already, but you're not listening.
I'm asking genuinely. I'm not trying to answer.
He just met you. Just because he met you doesn't mean he learned from that.
I never said he learned.
Giving you a scenario, just like you said, he met the prophet, does not mean that he learned from that.
Yeah, that's it.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is, how do you establish someone as a prophet?
No, he changed. Jada, don't get involved now. That's right. He's changing. He's changing the premise. Wait. Ikhwan, let me speak now. No, wait, please, Jada, let me say something.
I said,
brother, you
how do
speaking?
establish
No.
Muhammad as a prophet?
Jada, can you remind me of his
How do you
claim?
establish
His claim, he said, is it possible that Prophet Muhammad learned from Waraka bin Nawfal? Now you change again because you're making a claim. No, wait. Now, I'll tell you why. The Arab pagans who knew Prophet Muhammad very well, okay, and they were looking for anything to expose him, they never made a claim against him. They made one claim. Do you know what is it? They said he learned from someone who was a Christian servant who never spoke Arabic. And Allah refuted that. Allah said, this Arabic is in a pure language, eloquence. How can you claim Prophet Muhammad learned from so-and-so who doesn't even speak Arabic? And Prophet Muhammad doesn't understand his language. So Prophet Muhammad already refuted this claim.
Well, right
you
now,
understand?
I'm happy to
so
accept
Alhamdulillah.
I'm happy to accept your answer.
Easy.
I'm happy to accept your answer.
Thank you very much.
But what I'm going to say to you is, I want to ask one more question.
Okay, no problem.
Where does Muhammad say that he is a prophet?
Where Prophet Muhammad says the Prophet, Sahih Bukhari. Prophet Muhammad said, I'm a messenger of Allah, I'm the last messenger of Allah.
And he wrote the Quran?
No, Prophet Muhammad never wrote the Quran.
Who wrote the Quran and when was it written?
Okay, now before we go who wrote the Quran and all of that, first of all, you have to accept that you have no criteria to determine who the true prophet was.
I don't have to accept anything. I'm asking you a question.
See, that's why I was
when was the Quran written and who wrote the Quran?
Well, where you on, bro? If no.
Who wrote the Quran?
Before I tell you the Quran,
was it written by Muhammad? Was it written in the time of Muhammad's life?
Okay.
When was it written?
I can answer any questions, understand? As long that first of all, you accuse me of the prophethood the way I defined it was incorrect. And no, wait.
Incorrect.
Logically speaking, English dictionary is not an objective book. Is it objective or subjective book? Okay, so logically speaking, in order for you to use something is not objective to invalidate my statement, subjective book means wait. No, wait. Bro. There will be one victim, next victim, okay? First victim. Okay, wait. First of all, you have to explain, you have to accept that you just expose your ignorance when you try to use English dictionary as a criteria over my belief.
Well, so far you've shown ignorance in showing us that, you know, from what I've heard from you, Muhammad, I can establish him as a teacher, but so far that's all I can establish.
Bro, look.
From what you've said.
Let me. First of all, you know what I just did? Imagine someone accused me to be a rapist. Instead of defending my case, I say, but you are a thief as well.
No. I didn't accuse
you know what I'm
you of being a rapist.
No, I didn't say that. You're missing the point.
From what he has said so far,
he's missing the point.
I've been able to
Look after
establish
yourself, man.
Muhammad as a
Well,
teacher,
you're missing the point. He's not.
But I've not been
he's
able
not
to
listening.
establish him by dictionary definition as a prophet. And I'm sure many people watching these videos back are going to be able to say the same thing.
No, they're not.
They're not. You clearly said at the beginning of your first statement,
correct.
You said we was discussing what a teacher is and what a prophet is, and you said the prophet is a teacher. Now,
I didn't just say that. No. You are lying at her.
Right.
As a prophet, someone who received revelation to teach God.
That's not all he said.
Okay.
But he did use the word teacher. Now,
so prophet is teaching the people.
From the word
God told him.
from what I've heard from you, I can now establish in my own mind Muhammad as a teacher. I'm still yet to define him as a prophet.
Okay, now.
So I'm trying to get you to help me with that.
No. Clearly, you're not here to...
Teacher, I wouldn't argue.
Okay, you've been speaking now. You've been speaking for a long time. I already established how to know true prophets and a false prophet. I mentioned the characteristics. I mentioned 5 or 6 of them, but now.
Someone who teaches.
No, wait. No.
You said someone who teaches the truth. Did you not say that?
Bro, I'll give you.
He said someone who teaches the truth.
No, I didn't say that. I said they will come with the same teaching. They are known to be trustworthy, truthful. They prophesy about the future. They have miracles. All of that you skipped it. And you focus that he did. No, wait. Allow me to finish my point. Allow me to finish my point, please.
Okay.
In order for me, because I told you already. Look, as I say in my language, I'm not a fox, and a fox will not deceive me. Okay? Already I told you you're coming with an agenda. You're not coming to learn, and you said that. But Jada said, discuss more. I'm going to discuss more to show that you're not listening to me.
Well, I am coming to learn. I'm coming to learn how you establish Muhammad as a prophet. That's what I'm coming to learn.
Have you ever seen a student interrupt teacher all the time? Who speaks more in the class, teacher or student?
Well, the teacher will speak more.
I thank you very much. So you're a student teacher, so let me speak more. Thank you very much. You said you're coming to learn. Okay? So now, my point, so I mentioned the characteristics. Let me make it clear to you. You said to me, my definition of a prophethood is wrong. When I ask you what is your criteria, you mentioned English dictionary. No one with a sound intellect will utilize English dictionary to invalidate people's belief, because English dictionary was made by a man, not by a prophet. Sorry. I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying no, bro. If you allow me to finish, you don't allow me to finish.
Let him finish.
Bro. So now, I'm saying logically speaking, in order for you to utilize something to invalidate my claim, you have to come with something which is absolute, objective, or something which is objective, not subjective, which means can be right or wrong. So that shows me you don't know what you're talking about.
Let me ask the question that's going through everyone's mind. The question
how do you know? No, how do you know everyone's mind?
Do you want me to tell you how I know? Because I've heard it mentioned already.
The
question that's going through everyone's minds right now is, how are you going to come and teach us in English and then refute the dictionary definition?
I'll explain that to you. I'll explain that to you. I'll explain to you. No. Wait. First of all, accept. First of all, you accept that you utilize the English dictionary as a yardstick for my belief was incorrect to begin with.
You're using it as a yardstick to translate the Quran into English.
Wait, no. You're missing the point. But Jedi, my point is, if someone comes to me and said my English language is a criteria, what is a criteria? Is a yardstick that I'm gonna utilize to know who's speaking the truth, who is not, I'll be crazy man, because the English language is not criteria for no one's belief.
No, my brother.
No, and meaning, let me finish. Let me finish. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying. Wallahi, I tell you what. Let me explain to you, Jada. Let me out. I was speaking to him, yeah? I defined what is a true prophet, okay? So I give him the characteristics of what is a prophethood. He said, your definition is incorrect. I said, why? In order for you to say my definition is incorrect, you have to come with something which is objective, with a yardstick. I said, what is your yardstick? I asked him, what is your yardstick? He said, the yardstick, English dictionary. English dictionary is not a yardstick to determine who is a true prophet, who is not.
Okay, but when you use
do you understand that now?
When you agree with the word revelation, that was kind of like a trap.
Well, I agree.
You would have just said the Arabic word and said,
that's what I did.
Okay, the English version of revelation is totally different.
That's what I said. I said that to him. I said to him.
I disagree.
Yeah.
And then in Arabic, this means blah blah blah.
That's what I said to him, Jedi.
It's two different things.
That's what I said to him, Jedi.
But then how can
you see, you with me now?
But then my brother, question to you.
I said the truth.
My question to you then.
No, before my question. No. Listen. Let me ask you a question.
One question first.
No. You can ask me a question.
No, listen. How can you translate a Quran into English?
Okay.
If none of the words mean the same thing?
No, that's a good point. That's why I'm not saying that. I'm saying now you can.
Is the Quran translated?
Wait. English.
Revelation is an incorrect word.
Let me finish now. English, the Quran.
I disagree.
No,
okay.
I mean
I said that to you. Yeah. English.
Because it's English.
Why is it translated?
No, yeah, you can use it. You can utilize it with explaining. That's why when you read the Quran, if you read the best translation for the Quran is Muhsin Khan. What he tells you, translating the meaning, not the Quran itself, is the explanation of the Quran. So he comes and he tells you, okay, this word, it means this, and explain it. And if you go to the English,
opinion, though.
What do you mean? No, you can't translate it because the Quran was written. It was written.
Translation. One band could mean pants, the next band could mean trousers. Yeah.
No,
but it doesn't matter which one it is.
No,
you understand? But if I choose pants as in meaning underwear, then it might be different.
Then trousers.
You understand?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that, Jedi. I'm not
that's
saying
somebody's opinion.
No, I'm not saying that, Jedi.
Which one you're using?
Jedi, you missing the.
You know when you got a word and it means two things?
Yeah.
Yeah? If you choose which one it means, then it's from Shamsi's understanding.
That's correct, yeah.
So that's what I mean, isn't it?
No, but what I mean, and now listen to what I mean, yeah?
I'm going to show you the problem.
Wait. No, you haven't shown me. You should be gone home a long time ago, brother.
When you're finished, you've got a major problem.
Wait. Now,
you've been digging a hole, but you haven't realised.
Bro, you just made yourself look very... because what you just did, exactly what you just did...
I'm going to let you finish, but
no, let me remind you what you just did. Let me remind you what you just did. You did exactly what the white supremacists do. When they say to us... listen, Kevin. Okay, let me speak. Okay, now what they say... Prophet Muhammad got married to Aisha. It's wrong. Why? Because in England we do such and such. But who said your English culture is a criteria for my Prophet Muhammad ﷺ? Who said your English culture is a criteria for our country? So you said your English dictionary is a criteria for my belief, which doesn't make any sense, bro. So now let me explain what I mean. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can use it as a criteria for me. Now what I mean, that when we translate the Quran in English, we translate the meaning. You understand?
Now, I'm going to tell you the problem.
Thank you for letting me know. I've been here 18 years.
Hold on, let me
finish my point. So when we translate the Quran, we translate the meaning. How we translate the meaning? We go back how the Prophet Muhammad, we go back how the Prophet Muhammad understood it. Likewise his companions. That's not good like that, man. Don't insult mom and wives. Okay? So now we explain it. How the Prophet Muhammad explained the Quran, likewise how the Prophet Muhammad disciples explained the Quran. So if someone said, this word means that, I say, hold on a minute, Allah told us in the brothers is speaking behind me, and you know we like to speak too much.
It's your brothers, man.
So we know Allah told us in the Quran to follow Prophet Muhammad and to follow the companions. May Allah please with them. So when we translate the Quran, we are translating the meaning of the Quran. So when I said Muhsin Khan is the best one, because Muhsin Khan, not the perfect one, of course, still there's some mistakes in there, but mainly he goes to how the Prophet Muhammad's companions.
I'm going to tell you the major problem you have. Which one comes first, Bible or Quran?
The Bible, yes, of course.
So how do you translate the Bible?
What do you mean how to translate the Bible?
How do you translate the Bible?
How I translate the Bible?
Yeah.
What do you mean how I translate the Bible?
I'm asking you, how do you translate it? Because if the words mean different things in Arabic to what they mean in all the other languages, the European languages, the so-called white man's languages, you like to say. Yeah.
No, a Greek language, I'm going to say to white man language.
Well then, if Greek...
But you're an Israelite,
hold on. If the definition of revelation in Greek means the same thing it means in English, you have a serious problem there.
Wait.
Serious
Watch this.
problem.
Are you Israelite?
Yes.
What does it mean, revelation in Hebrew Israelite language?
I'm not Hebrew.
What does it mean, Israelite language?
I'm not Hebrew.
Israelite, they speak English?
Let me show you something. I'm an Israelite and I speak English.
I didn't ask you that. Israelite exists before English language.
I'm an Israelite and I speak
I didn't ask you that.
What did the early Israelites?
The earliest Israelites, how they understood revelation.
How did they understand it?
Yeah.
Cuneiform.
Huh?
Cuneiform.
Elaborate.
Cuneiform.
What does that mean? Elaborate.
It's
Explain
written
it.
on the walls, Egypt.
Yeah, what does it mean? No, wait.
Cuneiform.
Wait. What does it mean?
We can go back to Samaria, cuneiform.
Bro, stop playing around. Look.
Cuneiform is
You know,
a language.
I need to ask you
If
questions.
that's a language,
No, I'll ask you
if you
questions.
don't know
No.
that's a language.
I'm going to ask you questions. How the Israelites, the earliest Israelites, understood revelation?
They understand it in whatever language they were speaking at the time.
What was
Israelites were nomadic people. They spoke many languages.
Israelites?
They spoke many languages.
Prove that to me.
I can prove it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go
What
into...
language Abraham...
for instance, I'm going to give you an example.
Jacob, what language?
I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example now, yeah? So, Moses was of Israel, was he not?
He was an Israelite, yeah.
All right. Where did Moses live? Where did he grow up?
He grew up in an area that I don't agree with you. You believe he grew up in Egypt? I don't know speak. He grew up in Egypt.
All right, we're done.
He grew up in Egypt. He grew up in Egypt.
He grew up in Egypt.
Okay, he grew
All right.
up in Egypt.
Hold on. What are the Egyptians writing?
No, wait.
Cuneiform.
Wait. When you read the Old Testament, the Old Testament speaks about the Israelites when they lived in Egypt?
The Old Testament?
Yeah, does it speak about the Israelites?
In the Old Testament, yeah.
Yes, okay. Does it say in the Old Testament Moses spoke Egyptian language?
Yes.
Show me that.
Well, if he was...
No, you're making a claim because it doesn't say that. Speculation.
Wait a second. You're saying speculation.
Yeah, he's
You're saying speculation. Hold on.
Because it doesn't even prove he lives in Egypt.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
We've got him.
So it's Egypt that we know now. Yeah.
That was a serious mistake you've made.
The Old Testament, show me.
Moses was sent down the river in a reed basket. Who took him out of the river?
I'm not asking you that.
Wait. Who took him out of the river?
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh's who? Pharaoh's daughter?
No, wait.
Pharaoh's daughter.
Wait.
Yeah?
You have to...
And where did he grow up? In the palace?
Not the Pharaoh of Egypt. Not the Pharaoh of Egypt, this one. Are you aware of that? Are you
saying it's not the Pharaoh
because
of
why?
Egypt?
Because why? Do you know?
Should we get... I'm not even going to get the Bible.
No, wait.
That's a major mistake you're making.
I'm not. Do you know, and I know everyone knows here, that the ancient Egyptians, they were known to write down the history. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. Show me where in the ancient Egyptian history they spoke about Moses.
Moses.
Show me. Go on.
Moses.
It doesn't. Go show me. What year was it?
Moses.
What year was it?
Oh. Question.
Yeah. What year? Go on.
Doesn't matter.
Is it making no sense? Bro, like chat rubbish. No. What year was Tatmos? Where's the year of Tatmos? I didn't say they exist. What year exists? What year exists? Bro, I'm asking you.
About Moses, but they don't even know who Moses is.
What year exists? What year exists, Tatmos?
Doesn't matter.
If Tatmos came after Moses, doesn't make any sense. Because you're showing Moses' time. Wait.
So first and foremost, what he wants to do,
bro,
he wants to say,
look, he's doing, bro, look, I was not time.
Your yardstick,
your
yardstick,
bro, he's doing lessons.
Hold on, he wants to say, your yardstick for qualifying the word revelation, comes out of the English dictionary. But your yardstick for qualifying timeline, comes out of English people's definition of history.
I never said that.
It does.
It is known amongst look. You go to Egypt. Okay. There is Egyptians who study the Egyptian history. Okay. They tell you even the term Pharaoh.
Are they the
wait. Not all of them. Even the term Pharaoh. The term Pharaoh, if you study history of Egyptian, was not used there at the time of Moses. That is a fact, okay? It was used after by the Romans or the Greeks, okay? So now, there was in history, the kings that existed, the ancient Egyptian, none of them, his name was Pharaoh. Okay? So now, that's why when Islam comes in and correct the history, which you made up in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Look at how silent. I like silence. You understand?
So
now,
you're saying Islam
it never existed. They never had the title.
But it's a title.
But
It's the same thing.
no, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Because what they said.
What were they called?
They had the names.
Weren't pharaohs.
No, they had the names.
What? Like what?
I don't know all of their names.
So,
you understand?
So what if
But you're saying something, but you can't clarify what you're saying.
By the Greeks to these rulers was Pharaoh. But that's not what they were called.
No, it was not the time of Moses. It was way after Moses came.
Okay, no.
So the time of Moses, they never had the title Pharaoh or name from Pharaoh.
Okay, cool.
Do you understand?
But what
So
I'm saying is that doesn't mean that the guy wasn't still the ruler.
No.
Pharaoh,
It's still because if I say Jedi, title was Pharaoh, and his people called him Pharaoh, then the people come and check the history. No one called him Pharaoh.
Pharaoh's not the name, though.
No, wait.
Pharaoh's the title.
Listen
It's like the
carefully.
Mr.
Listen.
King.
Listen. No. It's not.
Yeah, of course it is.
No, Pharaoh.
Pharaoh's not no one's name,
Bro. You have to let me
It's a
finish.
title, it's a title.
Pharaoh. They differ. What is the meaning of Pharaoh? Someone said it comes from the word Hebrew bara. Okay. So wait. My point here is, if in the Bible says Jedi, he's for the sake of argument, his title was called Pharaoh, by his people called him Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And he named himself Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And we know in the history, Pharaoh was not used in your lifetime.
But Jedi was though.
No, but I'm talking about the term.
Okay, but
It's
cool.
wrong.
So I call myself mayor.
No,
but really I was king.
no, you're
That was
missing
a
the point.
fallacy. That
It's
was a
God.
big fallacy.
I hear what you're saying.
What I'm saying.
But did the individual exist? Whether his name was Pharaoh or
No,
king?
he never existed someone called Pharaoh. Never.
You don't hear what I'm saying.
let me-
Not even the name.
Hold on.
I get that.
Hold on. Wait.
That's why
You
Islam
said-
comes in
hold on, wait a second.
and correct the
You
information.
said Moses never spoke Egyptian. So how did Moses communicate? How did Moses
Are
communicate
you
with
missing the point?
How did
You are missing the
How
point.
did
man,
Moses
it's fine.
communicate with the Egyptians that he grew
What I'm
up
saying, what I'm saying, Jedi.
The
look.
Moses you're speaking of,
If
how
this
did
book's
he
from God,
communicate with the Egyptians
if
that
this
he grew
book,
up with?
if this book's from God, yeah.
That don't make
And
no
God,
sense.
listen carefully. If God gave us information, okay, God will speak. God will not lie. Will not make up things. God will speak the truth, okay. God will not tell us information which is false.
It's about translation though, right?
No, but even if you go to Hebrew language, they say it was Pharaoh. Pharaoh never existed that time. There was no someone called Pharaoh or the title Pharaoh. Even there's a
It's
huge.
definitely in the Hebrew version that it says Pharaoh.
No, but the Egyptians never call him
I'm
Pharaoh.
asking you.
They use this term, but it's not
Pharaoh.
true.
You sure they use
Yeah,
it?
they used it.
So
Yeah,
they're lying.
that's what. No, listen carefully. Of course they're lying.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what is? Listen to this. There is There is a Hebrew archaeologist, Jewish archaeologist in our time. He said the Jewish are very stubborn because we studied the history of Egypt, and the story of Moses with Pharaoh then is a made up against people of Egypt.
But he's
Understand?
not even, it's
No,
not even his people.
How do you
anyway.
validate that?
I'm not
You
saying
said
about his
Jewish. How do
people.
you validate
No, I'm
that?
just saying.
From Hebrew
No,
to
no,
Jewish.
no.
Very different.
How are you going to
What I'm
validate your
saying, they
statement?
study, he's archaeologists. Archaeologists go to Egypt or other countries and they study the hieroglyphic and everything, you understand?
Okay.
So when they read the history of Egypt, the kings, no one was named Pharaoh, no one was called Pharaoh, and there was no one that claimed to be God at the time of Moses, and this history is made up.
What was the name of the son?
So you said Moses didn't exist?
I
What
didn't
was
say
the
that.
name of the
It's like it's
son
going
called
off topic.
Pharaoh?
I'm
What
waiting for
was
him
the
to
name
tell
of
us.
the
I'm
son?
waiting for
No,
him to tell
before,
us.
What was his name?
no, before the
I'm
name,
waiting
you
for
missing the
him
point.
Forget
No,
Pharaoh,
you missing the
forget
point.
Pharaoh.
No. The point here is that show us the Bible gave us a false information.
But we're not
That's
talking
why
about
Islam
Pharaoh,
comes
we're talking
in
about
corrected.
Moses. We're not talking about Pharaoh, we're talking
No,
about Moses.
I'm saying
Now, you said Moses wasn't in Egypt,
Yes.
no Israelites were in Egypt, yeah? That's what you're saying, yeah?
I said it was never exist. Yeah, no, stuff like it exists.
so
I'm telling you, Moses never lived in Egypt, which we know now.
Alright,
Okay,
Moses,
so there's two types of Egypt.
Do you know what? If that's what you believe,
There's Hyksos.
No,
You know
if that's
Hyksos?
what, hold on.
Yeah, where
If
is
that's
You know
what
Hyksos? You know Hyksos?
Where is that?
Alright, cool, listen.
No,
let's
you
go-
know Hyksos.
Where
Okay,
is that?
cool.
Where is
Fair
that?
enough.
Hyksos,
If
they were
that's what
like
you believe,
Egypt was split up. Okay,
Yeah.
If that's what you believe,
Hyksos,
you can believe that.
when they studied their history, there was people came from the Arab Peninsula.
The Arabs.
Yeah, they like the same as Arabs.
Okay, they were Arabs,
Doesn't mean they're good people.
No, I'm just saying.
You see what I'm
they were
saying?
Arabs, yeah.
I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? It's not something like a pride of
I'm
it.
hearing what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? You see
I'm
what
hearing what you're saying. We
But my
understand your
point.
belief.
No,
We understand your belief.
wait.
But my brother,
Let me
you
to
said
finish.
there were no
No, let me to
Israelites in
finish.
Egypt.
No, let me to
Yeah?
finish. Let me to finish.
To
Now
make
I'm
sure-
coming to you.
I'm just making sure that's what
if
you're
you're
saying.
not, yeah, this is lag, you know.
I'm just making sure
You know,
that's what
I've
you're
been here
saying.
3 weeks. I come to. Before all of that, I want you keep talking. You have the Old Testament, and you've been struggling to define what is the prophethood according to the Old Testament,
No,
which you
I'm
believe
not.
is from
You're
God.
struggling to define Revelation.
Okay, define prophethood according to Old Testament. Show
do
me.
you
Show me definition of prophethood according to the Old Testament.
You show it to us.
You are Hebrew. You are Israelite, not me.
I told you the definition I'm going. I told you the definition I'm going by.
Even you go against the Bible.
Listen, I'm dealing with your statement right now, yes. So let's not dance around. Listen, let's not do the
But
dance.
you go against the Bible.
Let's keep it linear. Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Your definition go against the Bible.
Hold on. You said there were no Israelites in
the time of Moses
whatsoever.
Yes, the Egypt we know because there's a big.
Now, let me show you something.
No, wait.
No,
I'll let
you have that.
Wait. Let me explain. Wait.
Explain it more.
Brother, look.
If you want to explain more.
Jada, you've been here for long enough, yeah? How many questions you ask me? 3, okay. And now I need to ask questions as well, okay?
Okay.
Your definition of a true prophet, does the Old Testament or the New Testament define it the way you define it?
How do we define words? By a dictionary.
Now they ask you that. According to the Old Testament, okay, let me make it clear to you.
We don't define words by going into a book that doesn't deal with words.
Let me make it clear to you.
We define words by dealing with linguistics.
Let me make it clear to you.
Dealing with words.
Let me make it clear to you.
With dictionary.
Jeremiah is a prophet.
Okay.
Is he a prophet, yes or no? My question.
You tell me, is Jeremiah a prophet?
Is Isaiah a prophet?
I'm not dealing with that.
No. And why he's
I'm
not?
not dealing with that.
Because why?
What you're trying to divert.
I'm not. I'm showing you. No.
You said clearly. Your clear statement was this. His
I'm
statement
gonna look at
there were no Israelites in Egypt. Hold on. What about Joseph?
You
ask questions. And when you
You
ask
are
questions,
here. He's not happy for the Old Testament to be criteria. He's scared because why?
Never spoke no Egyptian. Yeah. Moses never spoke no Egyptian. Yeah. People who are clearly stated in the Bible to be in the place called Egypt.
So you accept the Bible?
Yeah. Who was speaking.
So you accept the Bible?
Listen, I'm going by what you're saying.
No, I didn't say I'm not using the Bible. Bro,
I'm just going by what you stated. I'm just
too
letting
much,
you know
man.
that these people,
brother, you are
these people
no.
who are in the Bible,
My question,
these
you
people
said
who are in the Septuagint, yeah,
in the Bible.
yeah.
Okay, what does that mean?
Even more to the fact, like I said, we can find most in Egypt.
Oh, brother, you're talking nonsense.
We can find them in
Wait,
Egypt.
again. It's okay.
But then you want to talk about using the Bible as using the dictionary, yeah, the so-called white man's book as a yardstick to define.
You used it, not me.
But he wants to use the white man's timeline.
I didn't say that.
Time.
Who said that I'm using the white man?
Well, whose timeline are you using?
So no one studied history except the white man.
Whose timeline?
No, wait.
Whose timeline are you using?
Are you doing what?
Whose timeline are you using?
Billah, man. Can I speak now?
Whose timeline are you
Can I speak
using?
now? Can I speak now?
Okay. Go ahead.
Who told you the only people that study the Egyptian history are the white men? Who told you
Well,
that?
it has to be verified by different scholars. It can't just be verified
So
by your scholars. It has to be verified by
That's what I'm
scholars.
saying. I'm saying
Just
everyone.
like language. The language has to be verified by all scholars.
Well, if you don't
so
need to
when we
finish-
want to translate a word, the word has to mean the same thing in England. When we translate it into Iranian, it has to mean the same thing. When we translate it into Japanese, it has to mean the same thing in Japanese.
so-
when we translate, otherwise it's not a translation.
Okay, so
it's
now,
not valid.
no problem. So according to you, Revelation, someone has to come with something no one came before it.
That's right.
Is Isaiah a prophet in the Old Testament?
I don't know.
He's a prophet. He's a prophet.
I don't know.
He called Prince of the Prophets. He's the best
Does he
prophet.
come with something that someone already said?
No, yes, he came like Moses. He came to preach the law of Moses.
Okay, so if he's preaching the law of Moses, then unfortunately he might not be a prophet.
So
unless he's saying something that no one's heard.
Wait. So therefore we cannot trust the Old Testament because the Old Testament defines someone who is a prophet, which you reject to be prophet.
Well, to be honest, I think, when you're dealing with Christians, you're dealing with pagans.
No, I'm talking to you. No.
I don't
Don't play around with me.
I don't deal with crosses.
Are you talking to me now?
Let me make you know
No.
I don't deal with
I didn't ask you about crosses.
And if we're going to go back, to where
Can
the
you see what I'm
Christians
saying?
get their book from,
You see what I'm saying?
and we go back to
No,
where the Septuagint
I'm not.
get their book
No,
from,
brother.
we're gonna have to
I'm
go
here.
back into
Brother,
Egypt.
you can take your cameras and go up there.
Egypt.
I'm here,
Yeah?
okay?
Which is really coming.
Do you trust the Bible,
we're
brother?
Back into Samaria.
Do you
We're
trust-
going to have to go back into cuneiform, and we're going to have to stop dealing with
Do you
this
trust the
rhetoric.
Bible? Do you trust the Bible? The Old Testament?
No.
Okay, so why are you trusting about the why are you trusting about the story of Moses then?
Let me show you something. We can find Moses in Kemet, yeah?
There's no Tammuz never existed.
The Ten Commandments these Christians speak of, yeah? And the Ten Commandments that the Muslims speak of, yeah? Let me show you something. There's more commandments. They're called Mayat.
So are you Israelite or you a Kemet?
Do you know about the
Are you Israelite or Kemet? No, before
well,
that.
the Israelites were in Kemet.
Okay, so you
the Israelites were
okay,
in Kemet.
so
the Israelites were in Kemet.
Is Moses prophet?
Is Moses the prophet?
Yeah.
Who taught Moses?
No, Moses. He's playing around.
You just said Moses don't exist, basically.
I never said that.
Well, I'm gonna
No, I'm asking, is Moses prophet? I'm asking you.
I'm gonna suggest that he might not
Okay, no
exist.
problem. Is Moses prophet?
I'm gonna suggest he might not exist.
Is Moses prophet?
How could someone who don't exist
Is
be a
Moses
prophet?
prophet?
How could someone who don't exist be a
Do you
prophet?
believe he exists or not?
I believe Moses exists.
Which is Moses?
I don't know if he's Moses, but
Who is
he's
he?
Moses.
Brother, can I speak something like that? Bro, come on, you have to speak, bro. I like how you speak truth.
I don't know if he's
Is he making
Moses, but
sense?
he's top Moses.
You don't get that? Okay. Is Moses top Moses?
I don't know if Moses is top Moses. I know top Moses is top Moses.
Who's top Moses? Define him. Who is he? Yeah.
He's a ruler in Egypt.
Huh?
He was a ruler in Egypt, or what we know as Egypt.
No, what year was he ruler in Egypt?
Pardon me?
What year?
What year?
Yeah. Like the time.
You can go on Google it, look it up.
No, but you're talking about him. You're talking about him.
Let me show you something.
No, take care of yourself. You know you're making no sense anyway.
He was talking about time frame.
I'm going to conclude.
No,
I'm going to conclude. Anyway, brother, look at himself. Look at him. He's making no sense, man. Wallah is making no sense. Anyway.
I mean Kemet.
So you're Kemet, you're more Kemet than Israelites. You're more Kemet than Israelites.
I'm more Kemet than Israelites. Let me show you something.
You have shown me nothing. Because you're not honest. You're not honest person. You're not honest person. I would say you're not honest person. So I'm just going to conclude.
They were not enslaved.
I'm going to conclude.
They were not enslaved.
Okay.
You don't know nothing about Israelites.
Okay, I didn't know.
What you know about Israelites is what you believe. It's what you got from someone else. It's what you read in your book.
No,
it's what you read in your book.
I'm just going to conclude.
It's what you read in your book.
I'm just going to conclude.
What I'm dealing with Kemetic. That's what I'm dealing. I'm dealing with cuneiform.
Okay, take care of yourself.
And I'm dealing with Kemetic.
Okay, take care of yourself.
Let me show you something.
No, take care of yourself. I'm going to conclude. Bro, I finished. Bro, I
I'm going to
finished.
conclude on this. I'm going to conclude on this.
Okay, conclude. I will conclude.
You see the words in your Quran?
Yeah.
They come from us. They come from what you call Egypt. Yeah?
Who?
They come from what you call Egypt. They come off of the woods. The same way the words in the Septuagint, they come off of the
You're
woods.
making claim many things. Take care of yourself.
And
You
the
make
words in
claim
the
about.
Septuagint are the same words that are in your Quran.
Okay, take care of yourself.
Yeah?
Okay. You made many
Just like
claims.
there's a Muhammad before your Muhammad.
Okay, yeah.
And you call him a false prophet.
Okay, take care of
Do you
yourself.
want me to tell you his name?
Yes, yeah. What's his name? His name is not Muhammad. Take care of yourself. Samos. Bro. Anyway, I'm gonna conclude. Well, let me conclude, yeah? I'm gonna conclude. I want to speak to this person, but giving him time. You know, I've been here for 3 weeks, you know. And as I've mentioned, Speaker's Corner is a nice place. Sometimes you meet good people, sincere people who wants to learn. But sometimes you meet people that have no clue what they're talking about. Okay? And you know, may Allah guide him. You know, I pray to Allah to guide him because it's making no sense. Okay? He asked me what is a true prophet.
Who is Masalimat?
Okay. He's a prayer mat.
Who is that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. You don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about
Bro,
that.
you talk to yourself.
You don't want to
Take
talk
care of
about
yourself,
that.
okay.
You don't want to talk
Okay,
about
brother,
that. Don't trust English. No, I trust my own scholars. We don't deal with the British scholars. Listen, we don't deal with the British scholars. We deal with our own scholars.
Brother, take care of yourself, okay.
We got our own scholars.
Okay, so now...
This ain't the dictionary. Believe you me, this is not the dictionary.
So you accept it though?
This is not the dictionary. I'm asking you a question.
I
just asked you a question.
Bro, you're making no sense.
You can accept the question or not accept the question.
Anyway, I spoke to you for long. He said to me the way I define the true prophet is incorrect. So I asked him, what is the yardstick? That's the best way to ask them. He said that he's trying to use English dictionary as a yardstick to determine who's a true prophet and who's not. You understand? Anyone with a sound intellect will know that is silly. Someone used English dictionary that was made up by a man, normal human being, to utilize the book, which he believes is subjective, meaning could be right or wrong, to utilize it as a yardstick. Here, I have finished his argument, destroy it, okay? Now, the Bible he accepts, which is the Old Testament, when I pinned him down, what he did, he ended up disbelieving in it. And that's what Allah said about the Israelites. He said when the truth came to them, even they rejected even Moses. And you are a living example what Allah mentioned in the Quran 1,400 years ago.